In 2014, I became interested in gardening. So I start with training, provide training, and then I start with gardening, and I become more anxious to make gardens and provide some information to the community, how they can do gardening and how they can sustain themselves with a garden project. The first thing that I learned when I established the food gardens was the seasoning planting. I just plant everything anytime. So I learned there's some plants that you can plant in certain seasons. Carrots and your beetroot you can plant, but what time of the year did you plant it? But when you come to your spinach, you can plant it all through the year. Your soil, what type of soil that you need to plant what type of plants. So I learned a lot about the soil and also the soil types and how they can suck water in. When it is a little bit more gravel, you lose water easily. When it is a little bit muddy, it's too tight for the plant to grow. So it must be an in-between thing for your plants to grow and that the roots can get to the water. So I learned a lot. The vegetables that we normally grow in our garden that helps us is our spinach is our first priority because it is season consistent. Then we have beetroot, carrots, lettuce, cucumber, onions, green pepper, the strawberries, and we plant tomatoes. We have a lot of tomatoes last year before the winter come. And then also we look into chilies. We have a lot of chilies. The previous year is 2019. So we look into what is the best plants that we can use vegetables. In our areas, we was used to make the garden deep with the walls on side. Then we was taught, no, you make the bed, the seed bed. So if I can advise people, you use the seed bed, and then if you have that type of money, then you can put up your irrigation system because you then save water and it's more effective because water direct on the plant. And the other thing that I can advise people is that whenever you start planting, you must know your soil type and what type of plants is suitable for our conditions because our weather conditions is very hot, very cold. So you must know your plant types that is used to that type of weather. For heat damage, what we do as prevention, we put the shade, the net that we put over, and then we look into other things that we can use. Normally we look what we have on hand. Then we see we can take grass when the grass is dry and you put it like a layer on top of the ground. So when you water your plant, the water will be in the ground long enough to feed the plants. Hi, I'm Sophia Booysen. I'm working for KSDF as the garden coordinator. And yes, it's a pleasure to work in the gardens and I like gardening.